friends. Good to see everybody. Monday in New York City, February 27th. Just about 7 p.m. And it is snowing in New York City. We're at 85th Street and Park Avenue, so we're on the Upper East Side. Heading south to Midtown. And I'll try to find some good spots, but you might be able to hear the crackling of some of the snow hitting me. Tiny little pieces so far, but it should pick up over the next hour or so. At least that's what the forecast said. We'll find out. Bailey's here. Hey, good to see you. I feel like tonight was the night everybody has been waiting on. We're here at the very beginning, so we'll see what happens. We'll see if the forecast is true. Loyola. But the city is supposed to get its first real snow tonight. So we talked about this before. We've had some flurries. We've had a dust. But tonight, the low end of the forecast was 1 inch for the city. It was 1 to 3 inches for New York City. A little north was like 3 to 6 inches. And then just rains further south of us. And there's one of the salt trucks going by. Department of Sanitation. We love the Department of Sanitation. Keeping the city clean, and they'll be clearing the streets. Nabul, good to see you. Europe checking in first. Hope everybody's doing well. It is about 38 degrees Fahrenheit. So what is that? A couple degrees, few degrees Celsius. It's actually not too bad out. We'll see how this goes. Joanna's here, Brenda's here, Vinny's here. It's good to see everybody. Good evening, wherever you may be. When I find a good spot with the right light, usually around a lamp, I'll try to show you guys the snow that is coming down. It's pretty light so far, but like I said, it should pick up over the next hour or so. We'll be here for it. And then, as ever, depending on the family situation, we may try to pop out early in the morning and see what it all amounted to. But quick family update. We think the kiddo is teething. Suffice to say, we did not get any sleep last night, so we were running on fumes today. So the idea of getting up early tomorrow and going out, take that with a heavy, heavy grain of salt. We'll see what happens. Right now, walking south along Park Avenue, ritzy Upper East Side. British Grey, good to see you. Carrying an umbrella on my arm. I'm not using it yet. So let me know if the lenses get blurry. And I busted out a older gimbal that, you know, if it gets too cold, if it gets too wet, I won't be as upset about that. But I don't think it's gonna get too cold tonight. It might get too wet tonight. Guess we'll find out. Before we left, we were fortified by New York pizza and a martini made by my better half. Shout out Lisa. Suke and Bill. Still in the great state of Texas, heading back to New Mexico tomorrow. Thank you for checking in all the way from the great state of Texas. We are covering Europe and the United States so far. Love to hear it. Coming up on 79th Street, which I always take a little turn here because the building to our right has a very fun little statue that I always enjoy out front, or sculpture. So we'll take a little look at that. These nicely lit trees. It's always fun. Nice little view. British Gray giving us the teething instructions. Sweet oil on cotton on the gums. Tracy's here. Good to see you. Yeah, the other piece of advice we got was Frangelico. Poor kiddo. Poor kiddo. And poor parents who really were hoping to get better sleep, but I guess that ship sailed. So we're gonna walk a little bit of park. Because up here, Fifth Avenue is actually not all that bright, except for the Met. We may do a little Madison, we may do, and then I'm planning to head over to Fifth, but more when we get to Midtown. And by then, hopefully the snow will pick up a little bit. Again, if you just joined, the forecast is 1 to 3 inches, which, you know, isn't all that much, but it's the most New York has seen this year, New York City. So we'll see how it goes. Lizzie checking in from Midtown Manhattan, letting us know it hasn't even started there. Yeah, it's pretty light here. They said it really begins around 7, picks up around 8, goes for most of the night. And then I think tomorrow morning it switches to the beloved wintry mix. That lovely mix of snow and rain that creates slush in New York City, everybody's favorite. And it is a little on the warm side. So I'm curious if I do go out tomorrow, how much will have stuck to the ground. We will find out. But Lizzie, thank you for checking in from Midtown. Tracy says New York will look so pretty with the snow. I mean, we've all been eagerly awaiting it. I did see the film trucks up here, and I keep forgetting the name of the show because it's not really my kind of show. It's the follow-up to Sex and the City. I think they're filming up on the Upper East Side. If somebody could kindly remind me the name of the show. And then there was something like that. Suke is a little north of Austin, Texas, where it's 81 degrees. I mean, it's felt like spring in New York, so who knows? Crazy times.
I guess people that are still stuck around after after the acquisition for years.
Sam Jackson checking in. Good to see you. DeBailey would like some of that 81 degrees in London. Ah, my beautiful wife checking in, and Just Like That is the name of the show. I think what I had actually was, I think I was thinking of, And Then There Were None. Different genre altogether. And Just Like That, yeah, I think they're filming on the Upper East Side. If you missed yesterday's live stream, we had a guest appearance. My beautiful wife Lisa was with us, along with the kiddo, though he was asleep for the most part. And we saw Damian Lewis, an actual celebrity sighting. That might be the first on our stream. We were looking for Geraldine, one of the owls in Central Park. He came by and he was asking if everybody was looking for Flacco. That was fun. Pretty quiet out here, not a lot of people, not a lot of cars. New York City sent out its advice, which was, if you must travel, use mass transit, and if you don't have to travel, try not to. I think we must be coming up on 72nd Street now. Let me try to pick up the pace. I have heavier shoes on tonight in case it does get a little wet. These dogs will be barking tomorrow. Hey, Lost Fly Girl's checking in. Lost Fly Girl Sue K, normally in Santa Fe, New Mexico, is in your neck of the woods right now. So we have lots of coverage from the great state of Texas. And everybody send warm wishes to Lisa. A lot of folks joined since I think I said it, but we think the kiddo is teething. So mom and dad are not sleeping and quite possibly a little stressed out. One of those days where it just feels like nothing you do makes things better. Which, to be fair, was probably true. I got him a little teether, like a little teething toy, a day or two ago, thinking that it was possible that this was in our future, but not thinking that it was like imminent. What are you gonna do? And then I asked one of our devices at home that you can ask questions to. I said, how long can teething last? And it said, well, sometimes it can go on for a while, but sometimes it doesn't. So that was helpful. As we cross 69th Street, the Italian consulate. '69th Street, Park Avenue. Nay's here. And we're getting lots of helpful tips. Thank you all for that. We will be trying every one of them in deep desperation. Now, I always have to show you guys the knockers here. Aren't these cool? Let me use my hand for scale. Cami G, thank you for that. Play Dog, good to see you. Thanks for being with us. Thank you for the tips. We will surely be trying everything. Thankfully the kid, he was a little fussy, but having seen other kids at the doctor's office, it could be much worse. Nice little breeze coming in. If we sound different, I meant to say if we sound different tonight, I'm not using the mic tonight, so a couple changes with the snow coming down. Using an older gimbal that, you know, if it gets a little wet, I won't feel so bad about. And we're plugged in since when it gets super cold, battery drains, so no mic tonight. Plugged in. Hoping for the best. ABX is here, good to see you. As we cross 67th Street on our left, Park Avenue Armory. Absolutely stunning building, and massive too. Always a cool sight. They do big art exhibitions in there. It's really fun. And fascinating histories from the 1800s. As we start to move into the 50s, we'll switch over from the Upper East Side to Midtown East. And residential buildings will start to transition to big office buildings, mostly occupied by financial services firms, big banks, and some fairly nice hotels. And they do, I've been noticing a ton of filming along Park Avenue, so we will look for the signs of what could be filming. I mentioned, and just like that, I think I saw the film trucks for that a little while ago. But one of the tricky things is a lot of the productions use code names, and just like that, the code name for that is NCP, the letters NCP. I have no idea why. The George Clooney movie that's filming, the code word for that is unicorn for some reason. I don't think that's the name of the movie. Oh, we got some serious wind sound. Well, hopefully it's not too bad. And if folks complain about the sound, just let them know we're doing our best tonight. If you would be so kind. When I looked it up earlier, it was, you know, a little north of 10-mile-per-hour winds, which isn't too bad. I didn't catch the gusts though. Those might be a little stronger. But hopefully we'll survive. All of us. Lizelle checking in. Aloha. Back at ya. Tammy, thank you for stopping by. We appreciate you. Ooh, should we hang a right? Should we take a detour over to 5th Avenue? Because guess what is in green? One of our favorite buildings, the Arsenal. Let's go take a little walk over to 5th. We can switch over to 5th now. Why not? Arsenal, one of 2 buildings to predate Central Park, home of the Parks Department. The other day, we actually, I guess on Friday, we went to the zoo over there, read about the Arsenal, but at night they do this wonderful lighting, so let's go check that out. And that's one place you can enter for the Central Park Zoo. Hey, Taxi Cab's here. Enjoyed the family outing. Hey, glad to hear it. That was fun. Just glad we were able to do that. And if you follow us on Instagram, we actually did another little family walk today. A little short one. And over in this little field between the Great Lawn and Turtle Pond, all of the geese were hanging out and eating, and I posted a little 30-second clip of the geese honking away. This is Madison Avenue, the ritzy part. Hermes to our left. High-end shopping on Madison Avenue over here. Ooh, and check out the lighting on this building. Lots of good stuff over here. Do we think this is the Mexican consulate, perhaps? Beautiful. That's a cool view. Love the lighting. Oh, and it says New India House. Beautiful. That's awesome. I'm sure I've walked by it before, but I don't think I've ever shared the lighting. That's cool. New India House. And then as we come over here to 5th Avenue, again, the Arsenal. Here on the grounds of Central Park and the Central Park Zoo. Nice little view of 57th Street to our left. The Towers, Billionaires Row. But check out the Arsenal. Gorgeous. Just waiting for the light to be in our favor. Here we go. Plaza says in the 60s they got a piece of bagel. How fitting. Yeah, we'll let you guys know what we end up trying, and if anything has any success. But you'd be amazed the number of things that my parents told me they tried or did with myself that if you follow the current guidance is not allowed or very, very, very much not recommended. Funny, like every generation things change dramatically about what they think is safe or unsafe. I think the funniest one is no TV for the first 2 years. And I have to imagine, I mean, maybe it's worse in New York when you just have such limited space, but it is close to impossible to prevent a baby from seeing a television for 2 years of their life. Like asking, are we at 69th Street? So that was 64th. We're just crossing 63rd now. So we're just a few blocks from Midtown Manhattan. Grand Army Plaza, 59th Street. And a lot of famous sights. Seven snows here. I don't see no snow. You can probably hear it gently falling on me, but it should pick up over the next hours. I think this morning it said the heaviest really started around 8, so we're a little early. But it has begun. It has slowly begun. It is also 38 degrees, so I think it's going to take a little bit before anything sticks. Hopefully tomorrow we will wake up to some nice views, but we've had disappointments this year, so I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. Robert's here. Good to see you. That's the spot where I filmed the St. Patty's Day parade. And there's a little terrace there, and there were some folks enjoying some drinks as they watched the parade very comfortably. I was a little jealous as I stood there for hours. We're starting to some of the Midtown sites here. So on our left, the Pierre Hotel, very fancy. On our right, Plaza Hotel. And in between them, the Sherry Netherland. So no shortage of luxury hotel options, and then many along Central Park South, 59th Street. And our good friend Action Kid checking in from the great state of Florida. Good to see you, my friend. Seven So says, not too many people at this moment. Yeah, folks, for the most part, you know, head home when there's a forecast like this. Only us dummies come out. And then if it's really nice tomorrow, you know, like if the park is covered in snow, then folks will come out and enjoy it tomorrow. But all this is going to do tonight is screw up people's commutes. So folks are heading home. This is Doris Friedman Plaza. There's a nice little art piece here called Ancestor. Probably goes without saying, but everybody go check out Action Kid. The OG New York streamer, covering all corners of the planet. As we cross the street and enter New York City's Grand Army Plaza, Manhattan's Grand Army Plaza, I should say. There's another in Brooklyn. What's going on here? Interesting. Somebody has left their flowers, and it looks like I'm trying to read some of the notes. It looks like condolence flowers that folks have left. That's pretty lovely. May you have peace in heaven, one reads. Interesting, beautiful. Thanks everybody for checking in. We appreciate you. As we take a little wander here in New York City, waiting for the snow to start coming in. I don't know if you can hear it I can hear it hitting my coat. It feels more like sleet right now, rather than fluffy snow, but hopefully we'll get some fluffy snow at some point. We'll wander around until we do. Let's go explore Fifth Avenue a little bit. The light isn't our favorite. Let's go take advantage of that. Crossing 59th Street now. Plaza Hotel on our right, home alone. And we're entering Pulitzer Plaza, home to the Pulitzer Fountain. So we got to briefly say hi to Action Kid at the Halloween parade this year. That was fun. Hope you had a good time there. We had a blast. This is Pulitzer Fountain. It was formerly dressed up not too long ago for the holidays. And to be honest, I kind of wish they kept it dressed up. A little more going on here at the plaza. Ooh, and a $10 super chat from our good friend Flowing Happy. Hey, thank you, Flowing Happy. Thank you, thank you, thank you 10 times over. A big New York City thank you to you. Appreciate your support and always hanging on out with us. Across from the Plaza Hotel, Dior, General Motors building, and the Apple store. Let's go see what's going on at the Apple store. Nobody's coming, so I'm gonna try to sneak across. Hopefully this person will let me go. Cool. Let's see what's going on at the Apple store. Let's see if we can see into our skylights tonight. We tried this the other day, but I was saying it's a lot easier at night. So if you didn't know this, these are obviously seating, but they're also skylights. And when there's people shopping inside the, oh, there's somebody. I can see their reflection. I want to see somebody cross underneath us. Hopefully eventually we'll see somebody. But yeah, these skylights look directly into the Apple store beneath us. Dior next to us. If you guys want to see more from Fifth Avenue, we have lots of walks from different times of the year. And all of these stores were really dressed up for the holidays. Oh, just missed somebody. But I think you can see the reflections on the side of folks playing with the laptops, playing with the iPhones and stuff. Oh, there you go. So if you've ever wanted to spy on people in the Apple store, that's how you do it. Plaza Hotel, Bergdorf Goodman over here. Let's go do a little window shopping. It's so much nicer at night, less glare. And I want to cross the street because I actually like the stuff on this side quite a bit. This side of the street is also Bergdorf. It's the men's department, but we're going to cross over to the women's. The windows on the women's side tend to be a lot more interesting. So let's hang right. Behind Bergdorf's is Paris Theater, operated by Netflix. So if you ever want to see a Netflix movie on a big screen, this is the place to do it. So you can hear the crunch of the salt that's been laid down to prevent any ice overnight. So the windows over here are really cool looking. Only in New York. A dream dinner party for New York Fashion Week with these really interesting illustrations. And the table settings are all done in paper. It's really cool looking. Yeah, Latha, I saw at the very end it said India House. So sort of the right colors, but definitely the wrong country. But that was super cool to see, and I love how they light it up at night. I wish other places did that. There is a building that we've seen, we saw it actually last night, the Ukrainian Institute of America at 79th Street and 5th Avenue. They also light up their building. I think that's really cool. So here's another part of the dream dinner party for New York Fashion Week, only in New York. Seven Snow saying sleep. So if you know what hail is, sleep is like a smaller version of that. So it's kind of frozen rain, but on the smaller side. So when it hits you in the face or hits you in the eye, it really stings. So as we head back onto 5th Avenue proper, start to see the clothing windows at Bergdorf's. Again, at the women's department, so it's the spring preview. And you'll start to hear the crunch of the salt beneath my feet, intended to keep people from slipping and suing them tomorrow. Huh. Interesting stuff. Hey, Sebastian's here. Good to see you. Evening to everybody who's joined and hanging on out with us. Thank you. It's our international friends: Paris, New York, London, Tokyo, Rome, Sydney, Madrid, Berlin, Hong Kong. We do live in a litigious society. This is very true. We have a iPhone street photographer next to us. That's cool. This is such a good time to do photography because you lose all the glare that you get on a sunny day. Oh, it looks like Kasama's gone. Do you guys remember over here at Louis Vuitton, the Kasama robot? Gone. Work in progress, it says. Wonder what's coming next. It was so quiet, I was thinking we could get a nice view all to ourselves of the robot, but gone, gone, gone. I'm surprised. didn't seem like it was there all that long, to be honest. Went from Christmas decorations to Kasama to spring very quickly. I thought the polka dots could work for spring. Wonder what the story is. And they also took down the big polka dot decorations. Well, we'll have to come back another time. Tiffany & Co. on our left. Super ultra fancy Bulgari on our right. And they take their stuff out of the windows at night. Hey, Marty's here. Good to see you. Thanks for hopping on. Super quiet here in Midtown Manhattan. Even here on 5th, which often is pretty busy any time of the night. But I think folks are getting cozy inside. I was a little nervous. Did anybody else catch like a couple hours ago that YouTube wasn't working? I think they fixed it pretty quickly, but I wonder what the story was there. Abercrombie and Fitch on our right. Again, all the spring fashions coming out. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but you can. Let me try to find. Let me try to get a good spot where you can hopefully see it on the camera. Let me point it at the headlamps here. Stay still for a minute. Ramona's here. Hey. So hopefully you guys. It's very little hard to see, but. Try to point at the lights when I can so you guys can see what's coming down. Slow start, but it should be picking up over the course of the evening. Seven Snow had trouble with YouTube TV. Layla, if YouTube ever stops working, I'm going to have a panic attack. I hear you. That's going to be problematic for everybody. Our free content. What are we going to do? Liz noticed it as well. That was a little problematic, but came back, thankfully. Peninsula Hotel on our right. Some lovely lighting. And let's go see if we can look into the hotel. I love the room over here, but it's really hard to look in unless it's dark out. Let's see what we can see. Hold on. Is there a good spot here where I can show you guys? Hopefully a little that's coming through. Hard to pick it up. Oh, here we go. Look at the ceilings in here. So again, this is the Peninsula Hotel here on 5th Avenue. Pretty nice. Daisy asked, are we going to go in any stores? Probably not. I don't really film inside. Occasionally, and depending on how we're feeling, we do like things like Grand Central. That's true too. 7th Snow. Well said. Well said. Let me try to get one more view over here. The ceilings in this place are ridiculous. Unbelievable. So here we go. Landmarks of New York, formerly the University Club, the building inspired by palace architecture of the Italian Renaissance was designed by McKim, Mead & White, completed in 1899. And as we often like to say on this channel, They do not make them like they used to. Can you imagine? Unbelievable. Gorgeous though. So that is the Peninsula Hotel on our bucket list of New York activities. Someday. Making our way south along 5th Avenue, heading over to Rockefeller Center. I think we'll go check out what's going on there. Maybe even see some ice skating. Hey, ER Trauma's here. Pretty expensive. Yeah, I imagine it's quite expensive. If anybody wants to look it up, see what the going rate for a night at the Peninsula is, let us know. We'll see how it compares to the Plaza, which I have clocked at about 900 though. I wonder if it's come down a little after the holidays. I wonder if it's a little easier. St. Thomas Church here. Across the street, the Microsoft store, which always has some cool animations going on. We try to get the exposure right. Fun. And here we are, my kind of shopping. The store I actually go to on 5th Avenue, Uniqlo. Really like their clothing. Yeah, everybody's joining. Thanks for hopping on, Preston. Good to see you. And if you hear that sort of clicking sound, that's the snow or sleet bouncing on my coat. When did we start? Was that the 7:30? Is that chiming 7:30? Let me know. Whoa, I was way off. ER, $1,495 for a king room. Whew. I think it's going to be on the bucket list a while longer, folks. That is going to stay firmly on the bucket list. Good for them. Let me point the camera up for a second. The super tall in the center there is 432 Park Avenue. I don't know that I've ever actually looked at it from this angle. Kind of neat to see it peeking out. We can get a discount superior room for the much more reasonable $695. Still crazy. One day, folks, one day. On our right, Zara. And on our left, Cartier. One of my favorite buildings. And I love the way it's lit up at night. And if we want a deluxe suite or a two-room suite, we're in the many, many thousands of dollars. Unbelievable. My guess is there is occupancy tonight. Versace. The 5th Avenue suite has no price listed. If you have to ask, as they say. Longchamp, we were just talking about this. I got my wife a knockoff Longchamp bag from China. Once upon a time. Not from Chinatown in New York City, but from actual China. Dyson. I will never understand why Dyson, of all companies, has a boutique on Fifth Avenue. Let me show you guys. Literally, vacuum cleaner. Oh, and did you guys know this, that they're selling this kind of, it's like speakers and an air purifier for your face? Looks ridiculous. 7 snow votes for the lotto ticket approach. That's probably our best bet, to be honest. St. Patrick's Cathedral. Lovely night to see St. Patrick's. It is crazy. I honestly thought as we got closer over here to Rockefeller Center that we'd see a lot more people, but it is a quiet night tonight. We're almost never able to see the front of the Lego store, usually covered in a line of people. Got the Big Apple. Ooh, I see Captain America. I see Thor. Who is this? I feel like somebody's going to tell me something incredibly obvious, but I do not have a clue who this is. Who is this? I mean, it's a person stepping in gum, I get that much. Anybody know who this is? Is this a character? And then a huge Lego taxi cab back there. Again with Captain America on top. That's pretty cool. It was starting to really feel that sleet pickup. I'm really hopeful that it will turn to fluffy snow because I'm kind of tired of the sleet banging into my face. Friends. Einstein is here. Taxi cab. I'm in Lego form. You sure are. You've made it all the way to Fifth Avenue. Beautiful St. Patrick's Cathedral, well lit up tonight. So the snow has begun. It's more in sleet right now than anything, so it's banging against my face right now. And every time I try to point the camera up, it means I'm looking up, and it means it's hitting me in the eyes, but oh well. We will have to find out tomorrow whether it will stick overnight. I don't know the answer yet. Oh, sounds like a phone just fell somewhere. Atlas, carrying the weight of the world. And it's not open right now, but Ralph's Coffee over here, we've talked about it before, it's some of the best smelling coffee in New York City. Though the one I'd recommend going to is at the flagship Ralph Lauren store on the Upper East Side, 72nd Street and Madison Avenue. But this one does good business. It's pretty cool. Banana Republic. And we skipped this last time, so maybe we'll go do it tonight. We skipped Saks last time, the window shopping. It didn't... Let's go check out... There's nobody here, so let's go check out Saks tonight. We have it all to ourselves. And then we will walk back across the street over to Rockefeller Center. Let's see what's going on over there. This is like the rare evening where it feels like we have the city all to ourselves, relatively speaking. Seven Snow asking, is there no way to go on top of any of these buildings? Well, there are observation decks. That's a good question as to whether they're open during snow and stuff. I guess they must be, huh? But the thing about the observation decks is, I've never streamed it, but if I were to, I would probably plan it in advance, get in there, get up there, and then start the stream from there. Because if we were to go into any buildings, I mean, first of all, some of them have a problem with filming. And then Chanel. We'd probably lose the connection on the way up, but never say never. We might film from an observation deck one day. Taxi cab asks, isn't there a Gap nearby? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know where the nearest Gap is. I know Banana's part of the Gap family, if that helps. This is Saks Fifth Avenue. And as we've seen already, we're moving into the spring fashions. Marty says, it's getting a little mixed information. So one app says it's raining, one says it's snowing, both at 36 degrees. Yeah, it's a little bit of both, I would say. Feels like sleet to me. It's kind of hitting me in the face. Frozen rain. Brenda asked, the top of the Empire State Building or top of the Rock? So the one I tend to mention is called the Edge, which is at Hudson Yards. And the reason I like the Edge, one, it's not as busy as a lot of the others, at least not yet. Maybe it's picking up. It's on the newer side, though the newest is One Vanderbilt. But you have really clear views from there. And you don't want to be, to me, you don't want to be in the Empire State Building because like the iconic picture is of the Empire State Building or the Chrysler Building. So you have to be in a different building. But that being said, I've not been to One Vanderbilt yet, so I can't speak to that one. PR's enjoying the blue, very calming. Robin checking in. No snow yet in the Bronx. Yeah, it's just beginning here in Manhattan. It's just beginning. Well, these mannequin heads are super weird, right? Yeah, the Edge has a glass floor that you can step out onto. And my wife, Lisa, who's not a big fan of heights, was willing to do it. I was very proud of her. And you do get some really incredible pictures. Maybe we'll post that to Instagram. We may post that to Instagram. Yeah, One Vanderbilt is also supposed to have some stuff like that. But again, I haven't been to that one yet. I'll have to, one of these days. So many things I'd like to do. Not enough time. Liz says, One Vanderbilt is amazing day or night. I prefer the night views. Well, one that I really do like a lot at night is the One World Trade Center observation deck. There's something about lower Manhattan at night. You know, the bridges. And at One World Trade Center, you get these unbelievable 360-degree views. I don't know that I would like that one as much during the daytime, and that one gets super crowded. Really, really, really crowded. But One World Trade at night is an incredible view. But I haven't done them all, so. Let me zoom in here really quick and show you guys the Empire State Building, at least a little bit of it. My beautiful wife Lisa checking in. Pink had her album release party at the Edge recently. And Taxi Cab says the CN Tower in Toronto, you can hang outside on the edge of a platform via a 3-point strap. Ooh. My guess is there is a 0% chance I could persuade my wife to do that, but she'll let us know. I'm betting on 0%. We've crossed the street. We're gonna head into Rockefeller Center now. Copyright be damned. We will enjoy whatever we come across, music and all. What I am curious about is, are there gonna be ice skaters? Let's find out. Ooh, this is a good view, and you can see the precipitation, the snow. Let me know if you guys are able to pick up the snow coming down in the lights. As we make our way down the Esplanade here, or the Promenade, I think they call it. This was closed for a while. They were doing, I guess they were refurbishing it or something. The promenade looks beautiful, doesn't it? Really nice. And I try not to be a broken record, but it's so fun when you get sites like this all to ourselves, basically. There's probably, I don't know, 10 people total on the promenade right now, which is like, I don't know that I've ever seen it like this. Beautiful. Yeah, let me get another view for you guys. Let's pan up here. We'll start with the John D. Rockefeller plaque and work our way up. Got John D., got Prometheus, got the promenade. There we go, that's a good view. Layla says, usually you have to go at 2 a.m. to get this kind of access. Yeah, the thing is though, at 2 a.m. it wouldn't be lit up all like this. And we got some nice music. And like I said, we're, with our thanks to Flowing Happy, covering our copyright bill for the evening. Let's go listen to the tunes. And check out the ice skating. Ooh, check out the lights over here. You can really see the snow coming down. Shit. Everybody give a shout out to Flowing Happy for covering the copyright bill. Oh, and Seven asked, will it freeze? So that's a good question, because I don't actually know how low the temperature is going to go tonight. So I'm a little curious what it's all going to add up to tomorrow. We'll hang out here for a little bit. We'll enjoy the tunes. Why not? And let them finish up the Zamboni work. While we do that, I do want to quickly mention I did start a second YouTube channel. For those of you who didn't hear about it yesterday, it's called Sounds by Sean. And since we have a little kiddo, my wife and I have immense difficulty sleeping. So we've been trying all sorts of different sounds to like drown out other sounds to help us sleep at night. So if that sounds interesting to you, check it out. Sounds by Sean. Ooh, that's cool. Look at the lighting. Hey, Leela's here. Good to see you. Ramona, yep. Getting our Sinatra fix tonight. Yeah, Lay, I didn't know if it was going to hit 32 tonight, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm hopeful that some stuff like Central Park will look nice, but we'll find out tomorrow. What I'm a little more, I don't want to say upset, but you know, whatever, is that I guess it turns to rain tomorrow, and I don't want that to melt whatever snow comes down, but it is what it is. Whoever's doing the DJ work, taking a hard left turn. So I think, I don't know if you rent them or what, but those are little huts you can get for after you're skating. You can see over here all the folks anxiously waiting to get out on the ice. It looks like the Zamboni should be done. Yeah, it looks like we're finishing up, so I'm hopeful we'll get to see the ice skating in just a moment. And as I point over to the lights again, hopefully you guys can start to see what's coming down around us. And a big thank you to everybody who's joined hanging on out with us here in Midtown Manhattan, Rockefeller Center, at the famous ice skating rink here at Rockefeller Center. And if anybody did miss yesterday's stream, we did have a little family outing. Lisa joined us for the first time since, she helped me remember, the last time she was on was Marathon Sunday, and that was really just for a few minutes at the beginning. We were having breakfast together. But we did a little family outing in Central Park yesterday, so if you want to hang with the fam, check out yesterday's live stream. And we had some incredible music at the end, so hope you do check that out. And a celebrity sighting. Productions here, and RJ, a good friend from Colorado. Yeah, it definitely, it's not fluffy snow, but it's not rain. I would call it sleet. It's definitely, here, you can start to see some of the ice gathering. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. RJ, can we get an update on Colorado? How's the weather there? Wow, that guy's screaming. The penguins are for, how should I say this? If you need help as you're skating, you could use one of those penguins, and it's an extra set of legs for you. Oh, are we opening up? All right, folks, I think we're right on time. Yeah. Off to the races. There we go. Look at that kid go. Oh, I think he went the wrong way. Oh, I love it. Oh, God. He was so confident. All right, I really shouldn't laugh. Oh, God. Hysterical. Children. Oh, children. Okay, let me try zooming out a second. Yeah, there we go. That's the view. That's the stuff. Oh my God, that kid is hysterical. He's just gonna go around launching into people. That is hysterical. Oh my God. All right, worth every penny. The price of admission was worth it. And it's really starting to pick up. So I told you guys that as we got closer to the 8 o'clock hour, it was supposed to start picking up. It is starting to feel a little more like snow and a little less like sleet. So I do think the video title is no longer a complete and utter lie. Ambrose is here. Oh, another fall. Well, that kid's going around like a rocket ship, like a missile. Oh my God, it's hysterical. I love this. Can anybody do me a favor and see what's going on at Bryant Park? Is there a lot happening over there, or is this more interesting? Let me know. But Ambrose, thank you for checking in. Good to see you. Hope all's well. I gotta pull the zip up a little bit more. It's starting to cool off as the snow really starts to come down. I'm gonna point the camera up for a second so you guys can get a better sense of it. I don't want to do too much of that because then I'm gonna have to start wiping the lens, but try to give you a sense of how much is coming down. No, absolutely no manners whatsoever. That is nope. Oh my God, this is so funny. The Lembic is here. Sadly, it snow only one day at a time here in Northeast Ohio, and then too warm the next. I know that's the story of winter 2023. Super strange, but we've all been waiting for today, and here it is. Let me point over to the lights because I think that's where you get the best view. So it started. Shiva's here. It started pretty light. It was mostly sleet. I don't even know how much of it was coming across on the screen, but I can feel it. But we are now in the snow territory, and it is really coming down. I'm gonna have to put my, might have to put my hood up at some point. My head is getting covered in ice. Oh, we're getting enough. So, Layla, let me know if you think we should head over to Bryant, and we'll do that next. Oh, and Ambrose was skating in Prospect Park. And the big update on Prospect Park, 2 updates. One, there's been a bald eagle flying around Prospect Park. I've always wanted to see a bald eagle in the wild. So I may need to head over there one day if I can. And then the other was, did you guys read about the 4-foot-long alligator that somebody dropped off in the water over there? We may go to Times Square in a little bit if the snow kind of keeps going. Wow, everybody keeps falling. This looks incredibly, oh my God. All right, stay safe out there, folks. Ah, they're doing the Zamboni over there now. Well, it'll probably pick up. So what maybe what we'll do is maybe we'll go to Times Square, walk to 42nd, and then to Bryant Park from there. So we may do a little loop. Maybe we'll do a little loop. But let's at least finish this song over here. Shiv is asking, will the snow stick to the ground? So I don't know the answer to that. We're gonna find out tomorrow. I'm really hopeful because the city, at least in that first day after a real good snow, always looks so pretty. So I'm really hopeful, but it's supposed to turn to rain sometime early tomorrow morning. So I'm not so sure how pretty it's going to be tomorrow, but I don't know yet. The wind is really picking up now. Got much colder all of a sudden. Sam Jackson says that kid could have his own channel. I think that kid's gonna have a lawsuit on his hands soon. Oh, is Colleen here? Hey, good to see you. Thanks for being with us. So good to see all of our friendly faces tonight. Yeah, the alligator story in Prospect Park, not a pleasant story. I don't want to get too deep into that, but that was not a fun story. All right, I think we're gonna start heading. What's going on over there? Along the way, we'll see a little more Rockefeller Center, including Radio City Music Hall. Ooh, really picking up now. And it feels like I'm walking directly into it. It's all just going into my eyes. Let me know if the lenses get a little too blurry. It's like, I do have an umbrella with me, but it's that perfect mix of just enough wind where I feel like I'm gonna be more annoyed by using the umbrella and it's still gonna go on the camera anyways, because it's going at an angle. Hey, Stylish Bunny's here. Good to see everybody. Thanks everybody for hopping on. A little more window shopping. J. Crew on our left. Anthropology on our right. Yeah, we got our winter boots on, which as we do this multi-mile walk, I'm in the process of breaking in, it seems. These dogs are barking. We were talking about top of the rock earlier, observation decks coming up. Top of the rock on our left. And coming up on our right, Radio City Music Hall. Well, thankfully the city, well, I guess I should say the stores, a lot of the stores put their salt down, which helps melt the ice. Usually what you have to look out for is at like intersections where the water collects, but we will do our best and hopefully not slip. Radio City, beautiful Radio City Music Hall. If you've never seen inside Radio City, go on Google Images and look up pictures from inside Radio City Music Hall. It's unbelievable. But yeah, we will do our best, try to be safe. Sal Muscle's checking in from Staten Island. Only rain so far. Yeah, it's starting to pick up snow here. It felt like it was really coming down over at the ice skating rink. I put my hood on though, so not feeling it quite as much, thankfully. Don't you guys miss all the Christmas decorations? Wish they kept it up for more of the season. Warby Parker on our left. Eyeglasses shop. We've made it over here to 6th Avenue. Light just changed. Oh, let's go see the Big Apple. John's here. Yeah, Art Deco. No, I really love Radio City Music Hall and Rockefeller Center. It's truly from a different time. That is one Big Apple. There's a beautiful corner shot here. 6th Avenue, 52nd Street, or 50th Street rather, excuse me. Baby brain. Yeah, Robin, absolutely right. If it does get really bad, we can always head to Grand Central. We may end up there because I'm definitely not walking home tonight. wore the wrong shoes tonight. All right, let's head over to Times Square, see what's going on. In advance, a warning that we'll probably get some buffering, so just be cool, bear with us. We'll get through it together. James checking in from Brooklyn. Hey, good to see you. The fun thing about this weather, this particular weather where it's not sticking just yet, is Times Square when the ground is wet. It's like the ideal time to see Times Square because you get those like serious Blade Runner vibes. Love the city, love the lighting and the reflections when the ground is wet like this. James' favorite gyro place is over here. Which one is your favorite? Let us know. John Bader checking in. Hey, it's good to see everybody. Definitely starting to pick up a little bit. Starting to get the weather we were promised. Show you guys the lights. Hopefully you can see stuff coming down. 44th Street and 6th Ave. Best gyros. Hey, good to know. I love it. Everybody always has their favorite. My wife and I are big falafel fiends. Our favorite is Mamoun's. Original down on McDougal Street, but there's now, I guess they franchise, so there's a couple more around the city at least. If you've never been to Midtown, any of the side streets, you can look around and there's usually these plazas all over. Usually they're open during the day, and it's where a lot of office workers go for lunch. And I wish, I don't want to go all the way back around, but if you guys can see up ahead, there's a water wall that you can walk through. Let me try to zoom in. This archway that I'm pointing the camera at right now, there's water running over it. It's really cool to walk through, but as you can see, both sides are closed since it's after hours, but we'll be back here one day. John telling us not to let Dutch know we are entering the forbidden zone. He is not a fan of Times Square, but I think he will forgive our trespass. When the weather's like this, we're gonna get some pretty cool views, I hope. Hopefully it will be worthwhile and forgivable. Yeah, totally. Obviously, everybody's familiar with Central Park, but New York has literally hundreds of parks, and many of them are called pocket parks. They're these tiny little parks, and they're all over the city. Usually on these, like in the middle of these side streets, community takes over an empty lot. Sometimes it's a garden, sometimes in Midtown it's, a little more concrete, a little more benches, but there's all sorts of cool stuff. So again, we're entering Times Square now, and we may get some buffering, just bear with us. We'll hang out, get hopefully some interesting views, and then we may head over to Bryant Park and see what's going on. Hey, Susan's here, good to see you. Sorry. Oh no. All right, here we go. On our right, M&M store, but also Max Brenner. There's another Max Brenner at Union Square. Pretty good desserts, to be honest. Never been to the one here, but one at Union Square has some good desserts.
Yeah, my college tuition.
It's across the street when the light is in our favor. Krispy Kreme donuts up ahead. The one store I'm actually interested in going in one of these days is the Hershey store. I think it's the Hershey store. I think it's Hershey that owns Reese's. And you can get this like build your own Reese's cup, but it looks like the size of like a standard pie. So like the world's largest Reese's peanut butter cup, and you could fill it with all sorts of stuff like you would at like an ice cream shop. Really want to do that one day. There it is, Hershey store. Yep, Reese's. That's on the to-do list. Ethan's here. I don't think our friends in Europe quite like our chocolate, but I am a fan of Reese's peanut butter cups. Whoa, all sorts of interesting advertising going on. So again, bear with the connection if we have any difficulties, but let's go see what we can see. Across the street here, TKTS, this is where you can get discount tickets for Broadway shows. And sit on the red steps. So they close the red steps whenever it rains because it gets too slippery. Oh, I love the reflections over here. Night with reflections. This is the time to see Times Square, and it's not so busy. They have a dedicated security guard keeping people off the red steps because it's so slippery. I think my favorite chocolate in New York City, there's a guy named Jacques Torres, chocolatier here in New York. And he also makes my favorite chocolate chip cookies. So if you're ever in New York City, look up Jacques Torres. That is my favorite. So this is a new little art, little outdoor art exhibit, Love's Hedge by Olmo Studio, here from February 1 to February 28. Ooh. Amazing. This is pretty cool. So it's a hedge done up in hearts. Really cool. Colleen is in Europe now, misses the real M&Ms. Prince Ice is here. Hey, good to see you. Glad we caught you on live. Let me try to go to the other side, see if we can get a good view of this Love's Hedge. Where's the best angle? Let's see. Oh, I think this is probably the best angle. Right at the front. Oh, I got roses. Yeah, and hopefully you guys can see the snow coming down. It's finally here. We're supposed to get something between 1 and 3 inches tonight. Remains to be seen if it will stick. Because when we started the stream, at least it was 38 degrees, still a little warm. But we will find out. Oh, while we're here, let's go check out. They got all this fancy pants 3D advertising now. So let's do our job as good American citizens and share the advertising of multi-billion-dollar corporations. Yeah, Christina, Jacques Torres, they make my favorite chocolate chip cookies in New York City. They're unbelievable. They're a little more on the chewy than the crispy side, so hopefully that's what folks are into. But they're like brown butter. They're kind of aged a little bit, so that the flavor is like really intense. They're really, really, really good. Hopefully you guys are seeing the three-dimensional effect on this one. So the way this billboard works is it kind of goes around the corner. We are almost catching up to Japan in technology. Almost. We're getting there. It is kind of funny that it took until like 2022, 2023 to get like real, like this level of 3D effect in Times Square, but I'm guessing these billboards are incredibly expensive. Yeah, Prince Ice enjoying the reflections, right? So the one thing I don't like about this billboard is sometimes they use advertising that isn't 3D, and they shouldn't do that. You want to use this billboard, it should be 3D. That's my cranky New York moment. That's pretty good, Levi's. Pretty good. Ah, Hershey. We were just talking about you. Ooh, really feeling that snow coming down. All right, let's walk around a little bit. Brr. Snow's picking up, wind is picking up. Folks, it feels like winter. It's like the first real feeling of winter. Except for that weird winter storm Elliott that didn't bring any snow. Walked right into it, so it's going right in my eyes. Sorry if I'm pointing the camera down a little bit. I really don't want to have to take my hands out and wipe the lens. We haven't seen the Naked Cowboy in a while. I hope he's doing okay. Anybody seen the Naked Cowboy recently? Ethan asks, is it going to snow all night or rain all night? So it's supposed to snow all night, and then sometime early tomorrow morning turn to rain. And that's why I'm a little skeptical of how much is going to stick into tomorrow. It's just too warm, but we'll find out. We'll find out tomorrow. Find out tomorrow. Yeah, that is snow coming down. I'm trying to find some spots where you can really see it on the screen. It's usually near where the lights are. Not a lot of fans of the Naked Cowboy. He's a true New York institution. Come to Times Square, you gotta see the Naked Cowboy. It is kind of crazy how relatively empty it is over here. This is the most people we've seen tonight, but for Times Square at this hour, not a lot of people. Folks are warm in bed, hopefully watching us from the comfort of their couch. All of the characters are still out. There's so many of them. All right, let's head over to 42nd Street. We will hang a left and make our way over to Bryant Park and see what's going on. Sue K thinks the Naked Cowboy won't be on the snow. I disagree. He's like the US Postal Service. Neither rain nor he always makes his appointed rounds. I think I don't know what the whole story is, but he has some place around here where he gets to go to warm up. Maybe one day we'll be lucky enough to do a little on-the-street interview with him. One day. Yeah, the snow's really starting to come down. Hopefully you guys, it's kind of like a general haze on my screen, but that is the snow. Let me give the lens a little wipe before we keep going to 42nd. Just bear with me a second. Get my frozen hands out of my pockets. All right, let's see if that helps at all. All right. Onwards, friends. Get some last views of the beautiful reflections here. The best part of this area on a night like this, all the lights and the reflections. Really cool looking. We are often asked for restaurant recommendations in this area. I would say my favorite is either Bond 45 or Junior's. Carmine's is pretty good. There's a location of John's Pizza. There's also a Joe's Pizza, but if you know what John's is, there's a location of John's over here that's pretty good. Sardi's is fun and has a lot of history. Actually are some decent restaurant options. Big talk, yep. We've all been waiting. This is what we've all been waiting for. All right, we're at 42nd Street and Broadway. Let me just get across the street and then I'll give you a little view of the intersection here. Yeah, Carmine's is family style. There's another restaurant similar to that called Tony's, also family style. Tony's makes a mean martini. We did fortify ourselves with a martini before heading out tonight. It feels like every direction I go, I'm walking into the snow, so I guess it's just me. Whew. Some of these hotels, they put these little heat lamps up. That feels nice. I'm not complaining. Big Talk asking, how cold is it? So, can anybody type !weather into the chat? We'll get the live temperature. My guess is it's like 36 Fahrenheit. So 2 or 3 degrees Celsius. And yeah, it's a little windy. The wind definitely picked up. Hopefully it's not too bad on the mic. Yeah, it's really coming down, but it's not sticking yet because the ground is so warm from today, but it's supposed to do this all night. So I'm cautiously hopeful that we'll see some nice sights tomorrow. Cautiously hopeful, cautiously. There's another big plaza here. There's a Shake Shack right there. So what do we got? Temperature 37 degrees Fahrenheit, wind blowing 10 miles an hour. Hey, Dusty Cole's here. Got the whole gang together. It's been a while since we've seen some of you. Hopefully you've checked our community page, seen some of our updates on what's been going on, but we're starting to ease back into things. And if you did just join, do want to share a quick update. If you go to our YouTube page, towards the bottom, it links to we just started a second YouTube channel called Sounds by Sean. So if you're like us, looking for sounds that help you fall asleep, or you need sounds to focus to, check out our new channel, Sounds by Sean. Hopefully you'll find something that works for you. Oh, let me show you guys the Empire State Building. Look at this. White out. Hard to see. That is the Empire State Building, sort of peeking out. I said at the very beginning, I busted out an old gimbal. It is like soaking wet, so I'm gonna be fascinated to find out if this thing even turns on later. We are throwing caution to the wind to experience tonight's snow. All right, let's head into Bryant Park and see what's going on. We've had a lot of friendly faces tonight. Earlier, Action Kid stopped by. That was fun. Hadn't seen him in a little while. Always appreciate visits from our fellow walkers. Fun little community. Smee Media's here. Hey, good to see you. Yeah, the rink looks pretty good. Bank of China over here. Can anybody go to the Empire State Building website and let me know why it's green and blue? Sometimes I ask these questions and my brain is like, you should know. Hey dummy, you should know what it is, but I'm operating on very little sleep, so even if it's rather obvious, if you could let me know. They have a little box on their homepage that always says what the lights are for. Oh, rat sighting. So what they've been doing over here is on the left side is ice skating as usual, and they've had bumper cars on ice on the right side. So let's see what's going on in both areas. Oh, and there's a cool little place to take pictures. And a $10 super chat from our good friend ER Trauma. Thanks for braving the elements for us. Hey, it's my pleasure. Oh, and there we go. Stylish Bunny, blue and green colored in partnership with National Eating Disorders Association to honor National Eating Disorders Awareness Week. Hey. Well, we're always supportive of good causes. Hey, where did the bumper cars go? Huh. No more bumper cars. It's all ice skating tonight. Let me find a good spot for us to stand. Just give me a second. And those of you keen multitaskers can probably go on the Bryant Park webcam, and if it's not covered in snow, you might be able to find us. Let me go to the end actually so we can get a view of the full rink. That'll be better. Wow, the snow is really coming down. And I'm starting to get like actual snowflakes, like if you looked up snow in the dictionary and saw a snowflake, I'm starting to see those on the land on my phone. So we are in the fluffy snow territory now. Hey Teresa Diaz is here. Big Talk asking, are we expecting a lot of snow? So the forecast was 1 to 3 inches for New York City. Now let's go wide. Ooh, and let me wipe the lens for you guys. Bear with me. There's a handy dandy little hut here. Not a hut, an umbrella. What am I talking about? My phone is soaking wet. All right, let's get back out there. Beautiful sights. This is what we've been waiting on. It only took, what, hour and a half? This is what we were promised. This is snow in New York City, folks. It is February 27th. Officially, the city did get, quote, measurable snow before today, but this is the first snow that I would call snow. And if you just joined, we really started to see it at Rockefeller Center. So feel free to scroll back a little bit if you want to see that ice skating rink as well. But it only took until February 27th, but winter, as I understand it, is here at last. Actual snow in New York City. Fingers crossed that some of it will stick for tomorrow and we'll get some pretty sights. TBD. But let's enjoy what we're getting tonight. Here, let me show you guys. You asked me so late in the day. We've been talking about this for months, it feels like. And the funny thing is, if anybody's familiar with Gabe, walking commuter, he walked through Stuyvesant Town the other day. And there have been so many warm 60-degree days that the cherry blossoms in Stuytown have already come out. And we were saying, a little concerned that a day like this would come and it would kill the cherry blossoms. Yeah, Prince Ice, I'm with you. Hope it piles up. And I do apologize for the sound quality tonight. When it gets super cold, the battery drains really quickly. So we elected to plug in tonight our battery instead of our mic. But hopefully the views are worth it. That is a bad place to lie down. Ray's here says they have the same problem with cherry blossoms on the mall. Yeah, I understand. I believe it. This has been such a confusing winter. Oh well, what are you gonna do? So I think one of the tricks here is if you own your own skates, you don't have to pay to skate. So every now and then you see some folks who are like really, really, really good They probably have their own skates. They come out, you just get to use the rink. All right, folks, getting to the 2-hour point. So let's go head over to Grand Central, and I think that's where we're gonna call it a night. Ah, you wanted to see some snow piling up. Folks, footsteps. Serious, it's happening. It's happening. The building right in front of us is the rear end of the New York Public Library, the main branch. So we saw Home Alone over at the plaza, and we can see Ghostbusters right over here at the New York Public Library. Ooh, my head feels like an ice cube. You know, like when all the snow starts to pile up, I feel like a total ice cube. Check out these little snow globes. Yeah, we'll go get the front of the public library, and then we'll head over to Grand Central. That's where we'll call it a night. That's where I'm gonna pick up a train. I told you guys I'm wearing the wrong shoes tonight. They're the right shoes for the weather, but they're just killing my feet. My dogs are barking. Adriana says Joanne just gonna have to make a short saying the weather people weren't wrong this time. We were watching the weather forecast this morning, and my wife said to the kiddo, "Do you want to be a weatherman?" I said, it's a tough job. You know, when you're right, nobody's happy, and when you're wrong, nobody's happy. You can never please anybody as a weatherman. It is coming down. Yeah, it is starting to get more intense. We may have to stay live a little bit longer. Maybe we'll walk a little bit. Maybe we'll go back to Park Avenue for a little bit. Or 5th, I don't know. I don't want you guys to, this is the first snow of the year. I don't want you to miss it. Let's go see the front of the public library, and then let me think about what I want to do. It's Alex Money heading out. Hey, thanks for being with us. So normally, here at the corner of 42nd Street and 5th Avenue is where I would show you guys the Chrysler building, but like, it's really hard to see. Let's give the lens one more wipe. Wipe the lens and it immediately gets wet again. Oh, it's that kind of night. I think part of the problem is my wipe is wet at this point. Sunshine NYC, good to see you. No sunshine tonight. So we're coming up on 41st Street and 5th Avenue, otherwise known as Library Way. And this is the front entrance, the main branch of the New York Public Library, protected by patience and fortitude. But looks really beautiful here at night. All right, snow's really coming down, so let's go back over to Park Avenue. I'll show you the front of Grand Central, but let's go over to Park Avenue and see some of the midtown parts of Park Avenue that we missed earlier. Might as well, right? Woo! It is really coming. As I just looked down at my coat for the first time, and it's like the whole front of me is covered in ice. And I was thinking if I did use my mic, by this point it would be totally iced over. Not very useful. This gimbal is soaking wet, so I'm fascinated that it's actually still working. PR's thinking the umbrella might be worth it. Yeah, I think you might be right. I think you might be onto something. Let's see if I can figure this out one-handed. Where's the front? Yeah. Alright, so let's get the umbrella open. Let's wipe one more time. Alright, let's figure this out. We are rocking, we are rolling. I'm just hopeful that it doesn't continue to spray all over the camera lens, because I lost my lens wiping hand. All right, so we're gonna head over towards Grand Central, Vanderbilt Avenue, and 42nd Street. Get a nice view of Grand Central, then we'll go check out Park Avenue as the snow comes pouring down here in Midtown Manhattan, New York City. There's Grand Central. Some beautiful sights here tonight. Oh. This is Madison Avenue and 42nd Street. You can really see it coming down, I bet. Latha, you would have, we're going on full ice cube at the moment. It is pouring down. Beautiful sight though. One little New York City tip: you don't want to walk directly on the subway grates right here, because they get slippery, but the heat from the subway comes blowing out of the grates, and I gotta tell you, on a night like tonight, it feels pretty good. All right, when we get over to Grand Central, let me get you guys a good view, but I have to glove my other hand. I only have one glove on. Gotta see if I can put my other one on. Wow, these guys got the real camera out. Scott Briggs, good to see you. All right, so there's a few places over here where we can we can get a little covered up. So let me go do that. Let me wipe the lens again. Wow, it is pouring, huh? This is snow. You guys can't even see it anymore. All right, give me a second. Let me wipe the lens while we're over here. Hello. Bear with me. I guess I can't use my gloves. Neville checking in from Toronto. It is pouring snow. All right, let's head over to Park Avenue. Let's get a second view. And I apologize for the wet lenses, but it is what it is tonight. Even the wipe I'm using has gotten totally wet, so best I can do. Yeah, Scott, so New York City and Long Island were like right on the edge of the storm. We are getting the snow, but it was so warm today. You can see like a little accumulation here, just a tiny dusting. But it's gonna do this all night, so we may actually get a little accumulation. I don't know how much though. Check out the back of this car. And since the snow did start pouring, do us a favor, hit that like button. It'll help other people find us and join us on this little wander around snowy New York City. Yeah, it only took until almost March. Ahead of us on the left, the Yale Club. So New York City has a series of university clubs. Basically, they're these membership organizations for people who went to, Yale, Harvard, Princeton, etc. And you can rent rooms. They're sort of like hotels. They have restaurants for the club members. But the funny story I always love to tell about the Yale Club is during Prohibition. So for those of you who don't know, we once banned alcohol in the United States of America. During Prohibition, the Yale Club stored enough liquor to last the entirety of Prohibition. Fun fact about the Yale Club. You can see my umbrella is starting to collect some snow. It's getting a little heavier, to be honest. And ahead of us, so it's going to be a little hard to film upwards right now, is the under construction headquarters of JP Morgan. Well, let's cut through over here, walk through. Well, let me wipe let's get the umbrella. Get the snow off the umbrella. We're gonna walk through West Helmsley Walk. This is the Helmsley building. We talked about her before, fascinating story. But let's, on either side of the Helmsley building are these walks. Little cut-throughs, little passageways. We'll take the west one tonight. Snow. Entrance to Grand Central. That had a sign that said that particular entrance open till 2 a.m. I don't know, can you guys see the snow pouring down? Oh, beautiful. What a night. What a night. Nobody coming. All right. I think I actually have to call it quits. Got to head back home to the family, and between my barking dogs, my feet are killing me, and it's getting a little unwieldy to do the umbrella and continue wiping the lens. So I got to call it from here. So let me give you a little last view from Park Avenue. This is Park Avenue and East 46th Street from Midtown Manhattan. A beautiful snowy night here in New York City. Hopefully this will stick overnight. If it does, we'll try to get some nice views tomorrow from somewhere in New York City. But thanks everybody for being with us. Shout out to all the mods. Shout out to my wife at home with the kiddo, watching after him as he, of all things, begins to teeth. So thanks everybody for being with us. Thanks for hanging on out. Thanks for checking out the first real snow of winter 2023 here in New York City. Appreciate every one of you. And we'll see you all again real soon. Thanks for hanging on out. Take care, everybody. Have a good night.